What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks, back with another video taking a look at Palantir stock today, ticker symbol PLTR, where we take a look at how Palantir stock traded today, key levels of support and resistance that we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what we think Palantir stock could do. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Palantir are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So let me hit record and we will get right into it. So another red day for Palantir, not a great day overall for the markets. What is going on, with the markets? We'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at how Palantir traded today, and we'll cover future levels of support and resistance. So the first thing that happened was GameStop is exploding again, and you could argue that, a little bit of money is flowing there. Some short covering could be happening, but I don't think that's even a majority of the reason why we are seeing, what we're seeing today. I think the real reason for today is because what we saw today was a 10-year treasury yield reaching their highest level in a year, as this article stated. So what does that mean? Well, the 10-year treasury yield has more than doubled in the past couple of months, now approaching 1.6%. And that is considered a risk-free investment, right? And the S&P 500 currently, the dividend yield there is also about 1.5%. Now, I understand that with the S&P 500, you're not necessarily investing for that dividend. You are more investing for the growth, and that, over the course of the time, your investment will grow rather than, the amount of dividends you're going to get. But from a purely yield perspective, right, the money you're getting back based on your investment, on one hand, you've got these 10-year bonds that are now looking more attractive, paying 1.5, 1.6%. And on the other, you've got the S&P paying the exact same. One is considered risk-free with the bonds, and the other is considered still risky. Right now, the S&P is very diversified, and it's way less riskier than holding any single portfolio. It goes up and down, relatively slower than individual stocks typically, right? But at the same time, it's still risky. So that's why we're seeing, a movement of money maybe into the bond market. We're also seeing a movement of money from growth into value stocks, right? So if you take a look at value stocks, they've done a lot better than some of the growth stocks in the past couple of weeks. So that's the reason why there. Now let's get right into Palantir itself. We will see what we see. So right out the gate, right, yesterday we closed here in the 26s. We had attempted to break the 2682s, and I mentioned that, hey, it's really important for us to break 2682 so we can continue that trend upward. Right out of the gate, what we saw was a little bit of a push down, bounced perfectly off of our 2539 level, and we pushed up to the 2644 level. Didn't quite make it at the 2682, and when this turnaround happened here, key was VWAP. If we get rejected by VWAP, that's it. We're not going to go up to the 2682s anytime soon. So what happened was then we broke below the 2539, and as you can see here, right, we're hitting up against it, hitting up against it, hitting up against it, hitting up against it. Again, can't break through, and then we fall, we bounce at the next level, 2408. We keep falling, bounce at 2315, push up, come back down, bounce a couple times off at the 24 level, VWAP rejected, and then we broke below this level again, bounced nicely off the 2362, rejected at 2408, and now we're trading in between these two levels. So not a great trading day for Palantir, right? We're below VWAP. We got rejected by it a couple times. Couldn't quite break it. Pretty red day overall. Now the markets were pretty nasty too, right? The NASDAQ is down 3.5%. The Dow Jones is down 555 points. And the S&P 500 is also down 2.4%. So not a great day for the markets overall. Palantir, of course, being a growth stock, goes up and down a lot more than the indexes, as we can see from today. Now, let's head over to the daily chart and we'll see what we can see. So you guys remember that, we were looking at a bull flag. Where did the bottom of that go? Not sure where the bottom of this line go, but we were pretty much looking at a bull flag here. And then we saw a breakout, took us from 25 to 35s, and then we went to 45s a couple of days after that, sold off, and then we rounded out, ran into earnings. With the lockup expiration and the earnings miss, we've now been selling off, and here we are today. So what do we have coming up from future levels of support and future levels of resistance? Now, one thing that I want to do actually is I want to draw a line at the 2250 level. I realize I don't know why I don't have a line there, but it's pretty much our low from the bottom last time. You know, if we go back to early January. So that's what I'm looking at here. So that's another level of support that we have. So if I zoom in here, what we have is we've got the first level of support here at 2360. Then I think the low of today should hold up as really nice support too, as it did today. And then we've got the 2250s. If we keep dropping, we've got the 2150 as well. But I'm really hoping that this 2250 will be kind of the last support that we need to bounce off of as well. So because if not the, you know, the 2360s here, because that's also where the 89 EMA is. So again, I'm going to re-say that because I messed it up. First level 2360s, which is also where our 89 EMA, so that's where I'm hoping we bounce. But you know, in the after hours, we are super close to it. So if we keep dropping, looking at mid 22s, looking at mid 21s, right? On the upside, again, looking for a break of this 24s level so we could push up towards 25, and then we could make a push towards that 2660s where we originally were, for it to kind of, you know, either get there and get rejected like we have previously this week, or hopefully get it and break through. Now, let me get rid of these drawings for just a second, and I want to point something out. So if you take a look here, right, Palantir has obviously had a great run, and it's for that reason never really visited the bottom EMA, which is the 89 EMA, as it did almost last week, but then bounced back really nicely the next day. But it's hitting up against it this week, right? So I think it's really important for us to, and this is kind of across all my stocks that I look at, NEO, Tesla, Apple, that 89 EMA number is really crucial, right? Because below that, we don't really have a number to look at when it comes to, you know, levels of support. We do have price action, those horizontal lines that I draw, but we don't have these. So I'm hoping for a bounce off the 2373. We are below that today, so hoping that, you know, we either stay flat or go up a little tomorrow. But you know, we have dropped below it today in the 2315. So again, those levels that I pointed out, and then the EMAs here are really crucial to look at. The 2373 is where we want to bounce, and we really want to push towards the 2730s level to kind of establish a good level of support, right? If we get above the 55 exponential moving average, then we could use that, right? And that's at the 27s. Now we have gotten rejected a couple times, but that's what I'm hoping for. So with that being said, what do I think is going to happen in the future? I think we are at a very, very weird spot right now, right? Like I said, you know, Palantir has sold off a lot. We are at 38, 30 is considered oversold, so we are pretty close to that. The S&P 500 is kind of in the middle of two support levels, right? So if we take a look back here in 12/21, December 21st, and January 4th, we bounced off the 34 exponential moving average. But you know, in late January 129, we bounced off the 55 EMA, right? And right now we're in between those two levels. 2 days ago we were between those two. We bounced the next day, but here we went down all the way to the 55 exponential moving average, right? So we definitely do have a little bit more of a downside. As you can see in the after hours, right, we're down another 50 cents. The 55 exponential moving average does not come in until 378, which is about $4 down, which is about, you know, 1.25%. If we keep going, we've got the 89 EMA as well, which would be another nasty day like today. That'd get us pretty close to there. Again, I'm hoping for the best, right? I'm hoping that we reverse tomorrow. I'm hoping that we see a little bit of green tomorrow after the crazy red day today. But I also would like to point out that there is a little bit of downside to the overall S&P 500, right? Now, Palantir being a growth stock does not necessarily have to correlate with that too well, but you know, if generally the market's red, then a lot of other stocks will be red as well. So that's what I'm looking at. You guys do see a little bit of downside. We could get a little bit of a bounce tomorrow, but it also is Friday. At the end of the week, we could see a Friday fade, which would not be fun. This week has not been great for me, right? To be 100% honest with you guys, I have been red 3 out of the 4 days. Yesterday was my only green day. Still very, very negative in terms of P&L for the week, but most of my plays are either shares like Palantir or Leafs that go out to 2023, so I'm not too worried about them. Still bullish on the company long term, and you know, the red I see right now is unrealized, so I'm not, you know, that worried yet. Now if we start breaking through the 89 EMA and just keep dropping, that's when it gets worrying, but for now, staying hopeful that we see a bounce soon whenever this correction's over. A lot of stocks are getting to that oversold level, so hopefully we see a bounce soon. So that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to drop that like down below, subscribe to my channel. If you are new, comment down below what your thoughts on Palantir are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.